There are many kinds of stupidity when it comes to movies, television shows, music, and anime is certainly no different. There's the harmless, laugh your guts out kind of stupidity that Excel Saga and Golden Boy perfectly demonstrate, and then there's the mind numbing, painful, insulting kind of stupidity. Guess which kind Doom Megalopolis is?
It's not just that the show constantly spews enough stupid crap to fill a porta potty, it's that the show honestly tries to play itself out as a completely serious horror anime. Nothing is more annoying than when you're watching something that pretends to be smarter than it actually is.
What the fuck are you cutting back to me for?
And if that weren't enough, the whole show has a running time of 3 hours. Hell, Transformers 2 wasn't even that long, though I'm debating with myself over which one was stupider. The show opens with some narrative exposition, explaining that years ago some great badass died and left a curse on the city of Tokyo.
He's now considered a guardian deity of the city, but it is whispered that his soul still wanders, angry and unfulfilled, awaiting the man who will risk damnation by releasing him from his purgatory.
Okay, if he's a damned spirit, then why is he considered a protector? Gonna answer me that one? No? Alright, fine.
That great man who'd risk damnation is none other than professional M. Bison impersonator Yasunori Kato.
Alright, before any of you know what all otakus try to correct me on this, I know that Kato here actually predates M. Bison, and actually inspired M. Bison's design and powers. There. I just saved you countless hours that you can spend continuing not having a social life. You're welcome.
One of the first things that strike out at you is just how well animated Doom Megalopolis is. I mean, it's not Miyazaki, but considering the quality of the show's contemporaries, it might as well be. I'm looking at you, Psychic Wars. I'll give credit where credit is due, and Doom Megalopolis does a great job at creating a creepy atmosphere, and for the most part, the show uses it for good effect.
I'm sorry. I can only praise Doom Megalopolis for so long before I start choking on my own words.
With that uncomfortableness out of the way, the show decides to show off its animation budget by having Kato attempt to raise the Great Spirit to destroy the town it was supposed to be protecting. This cognitive dissonance is immediately shattered, however, by the show pulling out naked women by the bushel right out of the ground.
Okay, I can't show you it for obvious reasons, so you're gonna have to take my word on this one. You can trust me.
This whole sequence is completely pointless, however, as he fails to raise the spirit and immediately retreats into the night. But it does open itself up to one of the most offsetting, whiplash-inducing scene changes I have ever witnessed.
Why don't you obey? Why?
Oh, sweet Jesus, that's better.
We cut to early 1900s Japan, where Jersey Shorer Santa Claus has just gotten off the train. Apparently, Santa here notices something is amiss.
Quickly!
I just love the fact that Santa here just left those 2 Nimrods to take the blast.
Ho, ho, ho. They were on my naughty list.
What the fuck was that? It sounded like a Murloc in a garbage disposal.
But of course, that shape-shifting shadowy thing was a construct of Mr. Kato here, who has the ancient power to make his enemies talk to the hand.
For those of you who don't know, Kato here is known as an Onmyoji, an ancient spiritualist who were often hired as diviners and keepers of the calendar. Apparently, he's linked to some kind of curse that was placed on Tokyo, then called Edo, by Masakato. You know how I know all of this? Because I looked it up on Wikipedia. This anime explains dick.
This is why a lot of Japan's shows don't become localized. A lot of their programming, not just anime, is rooted in their cultural heritage that would fly over the average Western viewer's head. I can understand that recording a dub doesn't leave you a lot of wiggle room to give necessary exposition to an English-speaking audience, but how do they expect us to follow along with the story if we have to stop and ask ourselves constantly the who, what, when, where, why, and how? And I'm talking about it in today's internet-savvy context. How about when it was originally licensed and dubbed by ADV in 1999? You'd be too worried about Y2K ending all civilization.
Now you might be asking yourself, Bennett, why can't you enjoy the show for what it is? A cartoon gore fest where you could see animated titties. To which I'd answer, because the show wants it both ways.
Immediately after that thrilling fight with Santa and Kato, we jump to scenes dealing with forced family drama and land development.
I lost you, haven't I?
The protagonist, who Kato's antagonist, is a cost accountant, his sister, and the sister's would-be boyfriend.
Not an ancient warrior, not a teenager anointed by destiny or some such shit, but a cost accountant and his extended family. Do you see where the problem comes in? We follow scenes like this with scenes like this.
So when'd you get back from Germany, Professor?
Actually, I've been back since spring. I was somewhat surprised to hear that you resigned from the university.
Oh, well, I can't live like a useless layabout all my life.
Oh, well, to each his own. That's my motto.
They combine demon-killing action with slice-of-life drama.
I can't even begin to tell you how frustrating this is to sit through. One moment you might be enjoying some mindless violence, and then bam, you're hit with some family drama bullshit that you didn't sign on for, or hear mindless droning about zoning laws or proposed building contracts. A cutter and a razor blade factory makes a better combination than this.
I'm only 10 minutes into the show at this point. And guess what? There's still 2.5 hours to go!
God, even the show doesn't believe its own bullshit.
Excuse my ignorance, Harai, but you say this Masakato is the guardian spirit of Tokyo?
Yes?
I don't understand. He sounds fairly benevolent. Why all this talk of silencing him?
My son, he is Tokyo's guardian only so long as he remains asleep and silent beneath her.
What sense does that make? According to your own legend, he built Tokyo. Why would he want to destroy it? I mean, even the asshole rapist accountant here can't even... Oh, fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, there's rape in this story. And it's the B-plot.
Okay. I know who I am when I'm saying this. But rape is possibly the worst thing one person can do to another. Such an act, if included in any kind of narrative, will bring it to a grinding halt. You have to respect your audience and address the issue directly. You do not diminish this violent act by making it the side story.
I fully admit I jumped the gun a bit by telling you all about this, but to me this is the elephant in the room when it comes to this show. I can't honestly look at this character without feeling angry and bitter about his fate at the end. This asshole rapes his sister twice, and all he gets is a few punches to the jaw, and the story just drops the whole rape plot like it never happened, even though the rape led to his sister getting pregnant. Hard to ignore a fucking child.
Was this necessary? I mean, why did you have to shoehorn rape into your plot? This isn't Law & Order SVU. I should end the review right now. I mean, I'm only going to be pissed at this one fucking point when there are so many other aspects of the show worth being pissed at. And honestly, who would want to laugh at any kind of jokes I make after I bring the mood down with all this rape talk? Fuck, what am I going to do?
So, anyways, after being nearly possessed by Kato, the rapist sister recovers in a hospital, while this Otacon-looking dweeb looks over her.
No matter what we tried, it seemed like nothing would bring you back to us. We were so worried, Yukari.
Wait a minute. I know that voice.
Liquid!
You know, it's honestly kind of cool to hear Liquid Snake's voice coming out of Otacon here. Too bad he doesn't share Liquid's badassery, as Nimrod here manages to trip over his own shadow and is swallowed by the darkness. Only to be perfectly fine 10 seconds later. Actually, this whole series is pretty much one giant big-lipped alligator moment, and that scenes play out, and they do leave an effect on the viewer, but the majority of it is completely perfunctory to the plot. In the span of 2 minutes, the rapist's sister gets attacked again by Kato, is rushed to the hospital again, and the rapist visits a geisha whorehouse where he chokes a prostitute, only to walk away. And again, none of these scenes amount to anything.
Fuck! If I'm gonna get through this, I'm gonna have to skip past a lot of bullshit. I'm only halfway through the first episode, people.
Well, turns out the rapist's sister has been kidnapped by Kato, but Santa Claus here manages to make the save by blasting Kato with invisible energy, while the sister was a mere foot away from him.
Well, check out the chrome-plated balls on Santa.
Motherfucker frags Kato, completely disregarding the safety of the woman, and calls out Kato for kidnapping and endangering her. You just can't buy assholery of that magnitude. Of course, the woman washes away in the stream, slipping the attention of both Santa and Kato, and is found ashore by a local fisherman. Things take a turn for the weird.
Oh! Oh! Ah! Ah! No! No! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Yeah, that happens. Truth be told, what pops out of her mouth isn't really a dick, but it looks so much like a dick that I'm erring on the side of caution and censoring it anyway.
Japan, when all of this is through, you and I need to talk.
Luckily, Santa here has the power to teleport as well, and again makes the save. She's sent to the hospital, again, where she's attacked by Kato's demon minion, again. Although this time it's in the form of some girl-on-girl action.
Oh man, that is... sexy?
Elsewhere, Santa is conversing with Otacon over what Kato wants from the rapist's sister, when all of a sudden Kato shows up and tells them exactly when and where he's coming for her.
Why?
And just to compound the stupidity, Santa here orders his followers to bring the girl exactly to the place where Kato said he'll attack.
Maybe that's just what he wants. Why else would he warn us he's coming?
True, he will expect us to take precisely those steps that we're taking, but we must have faith that our magic will prove stronger than his.
And guess what? Kato attacks at the exact same place and time he said he would. And guess what else? Santa gets his ass kicked!
So Kato takes the unconscious woman away and plants some evil energy thingy into her vagina. I'm sure the scene was meant to be all dreadful and horrifying, but the background music is so cheap and over the top, it wouldn't surprise me to find out that they orchestrated it on a fucking Casio.
Am I the only one getting Space Mutiny flashbacks? Nah, that's just me.
All seems going according to Kato's plan, but try as he might, he can't seem to summon the spirit, no matter how many stock scream effects the show throws in for no reason. Though Kato failed to awaken the spirit, he senses a life growing within the woman and resolved to use the child to retry summoning the spirit when the child comes of age.
Remember that for later.
We cut to the rapist talking to a doctor over inducing a miscarriage, so that they could abort the fetus that he says was brought about by Kato violating his sister. He doesn't go through with it though, and for some reason this gets him all hot and bothered and throws himself on her.
I ask again, really? Do you want to take this route, Megalopolis? You want to derail your story and shoot yourself in the foot like this? Okay, assholes.
We flash forward 11 years as we see Otacon instruct the sister's daughter in calligraphy. Gee, do you think her mother is at all affected or disturbed by the series of rapes and demonic possessions she went through?
It's you, Narutaki. For some peculiar reason, I'm feeling much better this morning.
Maybe just a hair.
Apparently, Kato hasn't been seen for the past 10 years, and our heroes begin to suspect that it's only a matter of time before he strikes again, and makes a move on the young Yukiko. Which is exactly why her mother lets her play with strangers, even when the kid thinks it's not a good idea.
Would you like to play with us?
But, Mother...
You go along, dear. Mommy needs some time to nurse her hangover. Thankfully, though, Yukiko is saved from Kato's trippy mind assault by Santa's apprentice, who tells them that Kato is planning another attack in the coming night, and that they must prepare for it. They set a trap to be sprung should Kato set foot within the boundary of stones. You know, if they really wanted to protect the little girl from the evil sorcerer or whatever, maybe they should have left a more competent guard than fucking Otacon here.
Well, at least he didn't piss himself.
But the trap is sprung, and Kato is trapped within the boundaries set up by our heroes. Unfortunately, the spirit of Yukiko is trapped with him as well.
It's a tough sacrifice to accept, especially since she's only a child. But the good of the city and the country have to come first. Or are you going to be a dumbass and release the trap to save a snot-nosed little brat and dooming hundreds of thousands to die? Yep, you're boned.
My lord and teacher.
Hirai, protect me from evil! Guide my sword straight and true!
With our heroes shit out of luck, Kato finally summons the spirit, using Yukiko as the medium. But the summon backfires as the spirit, once again, wants nothing to do with Kato and fries him with a bolt of lightning, and turning him into stone just for interrupting his beauty rest before promptly fucking off.
You'd think that'd be the end, right? Well, you thought like an idiot. We're only halfway through this shit cake. So join us next time when we deal the final blow. Till next time.